I'm about to break down how I was able to launch an Amazon business in less than 3 hours. That's right, it took me less than 3 hours of work to actually build and launch this Amazon business that's now making over $1,000 a month. Now, obviously, you are not going to have an Amazon business 3 hours from now. There are things like manufacturing time and time to ship the product from the manufacturer. And it took a few weeks in this example. But in terms of time investment, this is a business that took me less than 3 hours to launch, and I want to show you how you can do it too. If you're in the camp where you think you don't have enough time to launch a business on Amazon, I want to prove it to you in this business that all you need is a few hours, a couple of tools, and a little bit of brain power, and that's all you need to get your product launched up and on Amazon. Not only did this only take 3 hours, but it cost me less than $600 to get this item launched on Amazon. So money isn't even a concern. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive in. The first step to launching any product on Amazon is the idea. And for those of you who don't know, Amazon FBA is a way for you to sell your products on Amazon where you ship the products that you want to sell to the Amazon warehouse. And when you get an order, Amazon picks, packs, and ships it out for you. And this is a huge opportunity because Amazon is a $1.8 trillion company. In fact, Amazon makes up over 50% of all e-commerce sales in the US. And a little known fact that a lot of people don't realize is that 2/3 of sales on Amazon are from third-party sellers. That's people like you and me selling our products on Amazon. A lot of people think that Amazon is selling all the products that are sold on Amazon, and that's not true. You can make a lot of money selling your own products on Amazon. But back to our process here. Great product ideas. There are two characteristics of a great product on Amazon. The first characteristic is high search volume. Amazon is essentially a search engine. People go to Amazon to search for things when they want to buy them. It's a search engine for purchases. So if you're able to access the data and see what people are searching for, you can know what ideas are the best because there's more people searching for them. The second characteristic of a winning product idea is low competition. It used to be back in the day, back 10 years ago, you could take any old product, slap your label on it, and then sell it on Amazon. Those days are changed because lots and lots of product ideas are saturated on Amazon. They already have lots of sellers, and for a new seller to come into the market, especially a new beginning seller, that would be nearly impossible. So it's really important that we find products that have high search volume and low competition. Now, you're welcome to go out and try to find this on your own, but what makes this super easy is using a tool like Helium 10. Helium 10 basically takes all the data from Amazon and presents it to you. So we can start out by typing in an idea that we have for a product, then Helium 10 will filter through that idea and give us product ideas and show us how many people are searching and what does the competition look like. I do have the hookup for Helium 10 with the link down there in the description. If you follow that link, you'll be able to get a discount to get started, or if you don't want to pay anything yet, you can get started on their free plan, although it will be missing some features. So I would recommend taking a quick pause right here, going ahead and getting Helium 10 so you can follow along with me for the rest of this video. Now, turning our attention to Helium 10, one of my favorite tools to use here is the magnet tool. The magnet tool lets you start out with an idea, maybe an interest or hobby of yours, then it will filter through and show you keyword ideas, and if we filter through these, we can find product ideas. I like to think of this as sifting through gold. It's going to show us a lot of keywords, and a lot of those keywords are just sand. They aren't value of us. But if we sift through enough, we'll find those gold nuggets in there that are great winning Amazon ideas. And if you follow along with this video, you'll know exactly how to find them yourself. So a big hobby that I see blowing up right now is pickleball. So let's go ahead and just for example purposes, put pickleball in here and press get keywords. Now Helium 10 is going to take just a second to load all this information, and then you'll see all the results. Right here, it will show you 3 important numbers for your keyword pickleball. It will also show you all the related keywords down here and present these 3 numbers right here, right here, right here. Just to make this view even simpler for you, we're going to go into customize and turn off all of these numbers apart from the Magnet IQ score, the search volume, and the CPR. The search volume column will show you how many people are searching for this keyword every month. If the number says 143, this means this keyword got 143 searches in the past month. If we press on the trend data, we can see how this trend has shifted over time. Usually, I look for product keywords that have over 300 searches a month. This provides adequate volume in order to do a launch that will make you at least $1,000 selling on Amazon. But the higher, the better. And the good news about selling any product on Amazon is there's probably multiple keywords you'll rank for. For instance, my iPhone right here. I could search iPhone, that's one keyword, or I could search iPhone 13. That's another keyword. So is Apple phone. or a more specific keyword like white iPhone. These are all keywords that a product like this would rank for. So eventually, when we go down the line of finding a good product idea, we will stack keywords. By the end of this process, you'll have a full list of all the keywords you might rank for, and you can add up all the search volumes for them. But moving on to the next column that's important is the Magnet IQ score. The Magnet IQ score will show you the competition relative to the search volume. Remember, the two most important factors when finding a product to launch are high search volume and low competition. So this is how to interpret your Magnet IQ score. The Magnet IQ score is relative to the search volume. So the number alone doesn't mean anything to us without also looking at the search volume next to it. We're looking for a ratio of at least 3:1. So for instance, the search volume here is 188. To find a low competition opportunity, I look for a Magnet IQ score that's at least 3 times higher than 188. In this case, the Magnet IQ score is 847, so it does meet that metric. You can go a little bit lower, 2 times higher is better, but if you start getting in cases where the Magnet IQ score is lower than the search volume, that means it's an extremely competitive keyword. As you can see right here, kids tabletop games has a Magnet IQ score almost 10 times lower than the search volume. This means this keyword is extremely saturated, and I'd recommend staying away from that as a central keyword. The third important column over here is CPR. CPR will show you how many sales you need in an 8-day period in order to rank on the first half of the first page. So if the number here is 8, that means you need to average 1 sale a day in order to rank on the first half of the first page. Anything above 25 is a little tricky to reach for a first-time seller. So I recommend for your target keywords, finding ones that are lower, down to 8, 9, 10, or anything below 25 is doable in my opinion. Now that you understand what each of these mean, let's go up above and start a filter. As I mentioned before, I'm looking for search volume keywords that have at least 300 searches a month. Then for the Magnet IQ score, I'm looking for Magnet IQ scores at least 3 times above the search volume. So if my search volume is 300, I need the Magnet IQ score to be at least a 900. That's all the filters I'm going to set, and I'm going to go ahead and press Apply Filters. Now let's go ahead and scroll down until we see a keyword that resonates with us. Again, this is like sifting for gold. A lot of these keywords are not going to be good. They're sand. But what makes this fun is when you scroll down and you find those gold nuggets of great ideas that are really worth it. You'll have to tune out a lot of things. Some of these Magnet IQ scores won't work with the search volume, and some of these keywords will be brand names. For instance, if you see a brand name show up, you cannot sell that brand, such as Nike. You cannot create a Nike product because that is a trademark that they own. So we kind of have to tune out product ideas like that. Let's keep scrolling down here until we see something. This product idea right here looks very promising. Baseball picker upper. I see a search volume of 450, a Magnet IQ score of 2,700, so over 5 times the search volume, and a CPR of only 8. Let's click this button right here, and this will open the page up in Amazon so we can take a closer look. Right here, I see a tennis ball collection tool. I see a ball collection tool, looks like for tennis balls as well, but not much for baseballs. Softballs, yeah, and we see one product right up here. These are sponsored results, so we can tune them out, and we only see 2 products right here for baseball picker-uppers. This product right here is the top seller. It only has 4 reviews and a 3.8 star ranking. It's still selling over 100 a month. If you create a product that's better than this and you do a better launch than this, you can rank even higher than this product. This product is selling over 100 units at $30 a piece, meaning they're bringing in at least $3,000 a month on this product that I'm guessing they probably launched pretty recently. As you can see here, they launched less than a month ago, so likely they're doing even more than $3,000 a month, which isn't even that bad for their first month. I would encourage you, for whatever keyword you choose, to keep scrolling until you find an idea that works for you. But going back to this, for this product we're working on specifically, one thing caught my mind the other day when I was looking at pet accessories. Specifically, I was looking at dog brushes for brushing dog hair. And I'll wait for this data to load so we can look at this in a little bit greater detail. One of our big principles with selling on Amazon is the riches are in the niches. For instance, our product Carnivore Electrolytes. If we launched a generic electrolyte product, we would have been competing against Gatorade, Liquid IV, and a lot of the big players. We would not have been able to survive. But instead of doing that, we created a product that was targeted for people on the carnivore diet, which is a smaller market. It's a niche down market, but there were no competitors directly competing for that market. Because we made a product that was directly for them in its marketing, its design, and the actual contents of the electrolytes, we were able to dominate that market. It's done over $500,000 in the past year, despite being released only a year ago. Once again, now that this is loaded, let's put on those same filters as before, a search volume of 300 and a Magnet IQ score of 900 right here. And let's take a scroll down and see what we see. Again, it's sifting through gold, it's finding those ideas through the sand, so let's keep going until we see something that resonates with us. Right here was the first thing that caught my eye. We can see right here, Great Pyrenees Grooming Tools has a search volume of 414 and a Magnet IQ score of 1400, which means this item right here meets our criteria. It also only has a CPR of 8. So let's go ahead and open it up to take a look. As we can see here, we have a couple products that show up right here. We have a pet grooming rig right here, and we have a specialized grooming tool for Great Pyrenees and Doodles, and a pet grooming tool. But of all these products right here, this is the only one to actually mention Great Pyrenees in the name. The rest of these are just generic pet markets. So this implies to me, if we were to take a breed of dogs, we can make a product that was directly marketed to them and take over that market. For instance, you can see all these other sellers here have 75,000 reviews, 5,000 reviews, and this product was able to break into this market of Great Pyrenees with only 51 reviews and only 51 rankings. They're still selling over 100 a month, bringing them in several $1,000s every single month with a recent launch, and they're able to compete with all these other sellers. In fact, I believe they could take this even further by increasing the Pyrenees branding so that this product is clear that that's their target audience. But back to the Magnet IQ score, we see a couple more. We see dog brush for poodles, another niche down product. We see a guinea pig brush. Let's just click it here and see. We see this is targeted for rabbits. This is for rabbits as well. We see dog, pet, bunny. I don't see any products here other than this one right here that are targeted for guinea pig specifically. And we even have the guinea pig in the thing right here. And we can see this product is doing super well with only 24 reviews. They have 100 sold in the past month. And it's really the only product that's in here competing. This means if we were to create a product that was niche down, we could potentially do very well. Let's keep scrolling and see a couple more ideas. Bunny brush, niche down for bunnies. Let's keep scrolling and see what we see. There's another one for Great Pyrenees brush, clearly a great dog breed to target as it's a very popular one. We see a Shih Tzu accessories. That's a little bit saturated, so I might stick away from that, but let's keep scrolling. Golden Doodle brush, another one that looks very good. Again, not quite the 3 times rule, but still really good characteristics. Finally, after doing a lot of searching, the keyword that connected with us was Golden Retriever brush right here. As we can see, it has about a 1,300 search volume. We even see Golden Retriever puppy accessories, some other keywords we could potentially rank for, including Golden Retriever grooming kit. I think when we first found this keyword, the metrics were a little bit better. I think we have impacted them ourselves by entering the market. And if we give this the eye test, we don't see any product here that is directly targeting golden retrievers. All of these other brushes here are simply generic products. So I think we have a great idea in our hands. I think if we use the power of niching down, we can target this market and there's 1,300 people searching for golden retriever brush and grooming kit. Stacking these keywords up, I think we have a lot of potential here. So the next step for us is to figure out how to get this manufactured. For manufacturing, you have several options. If you wish to manufacture in the US, ThomasNet can be your great friend. ThomasNet's a directory where you can search for what you want and get a product made. Now, for a product like a dog brush, though, the thing about it is a lot of people don't care about the product being made in the US, and it will be a lot more expensive that way. So for this case, I'll be navigating over to Alibaba. I'll be searching for dog brush, and I want to do some looking to see if we can find a product that I think would work well for golden retrievers. I can even put in golden retriever dog brush right here and see what we see. Very interesting. We see a lot of different products right here. This looks like it's a little bit more than what we need. We just need a simple dog brush that's great for goldens. We see a big golden retriever right there, Husky German Shepherd. This could be a great product, seeming as that's what we need. And we see some great prices right here. $126, $390, 97 cents right here. Great product right here. So a lot of different options as far as brushes go. When you're contacting manufacturers, there's a few questions you want to ask. The first thing I'm trying to figure out is what is the MOQ with the product? MOQ stands for minimum order quantity. This is the minimum amount of units that you can order that the factory will support you with. Sometimes they'll say the number here, but I wouldn't trust these numbers because, again, we're looking for a bit of a custom product, and usually the MOQ will be higher with a custom product. So I would just contact the factories and see what they say. The second thing we need is pricing at that MOQ. Although Alibaba will supply pricing up here, You cannot trust these numbers, and you need to get an accurate number because it will be so determinant upon what changes are you requesting and how many units are you ordering. So we need MOQ and the price point of the MOQ, and we need to know if the factory can make the changes we want. For us, we want to do custom packaging. We want this product to be completely branded over to Golden Retriever owners. If we market this product down to Golden Retriever owners, that's what's going to make it stand out in the market of all these generic pet brushes. For us, another thing to think about is, do we need to make any changes to the actual product to make it more appealing to Golden Retrievers? Now, if we find a manufacturer that's already got a great product, no need to make any changes. We can get feedback as it comes in and evolve the product from there. But for us, the main thing we're looking for is to find a great product for Golden Retrievers, as there's already thousands of brushes on here for sale by manufacturers, and get custom packaging. We want to send a message that looks something like this. Hi, we're looking for a manufacturer for our dog brushes. Could you please provide your MOQ and the pricing at that MOQ for dog brushes with custom packaging? Thanks. And then you can put your name. What you'll find with working on Alibaba is manufacturers can be very eager for your business. You don't have to put in a ton of work in order to get them to work with you. And in fact, a lot of manufacturers will be jumping after you in the messages to get your business. Again, you can be more professional than this if you wish. I just find, especially when I'm rapid firing maybe 25 messages, I can keep it quick, I can get the essential information, and then we can keep the negotiations from there. After sending off this message to about 20 manufacturers, there were a few that really caught my eye in the sense that they had a low MOQ, I liked how the brush looked, and they could do it custom the way that we liked. For my favorites, I asked them to send me the templates. After negotiating on pricing down a little bit, we found a quote that we liked. They only required an MOQ of 500 brushes and were pricing that MOQ at $1.50, including the custom packaging. Now, this doesn't include costs like shipping, but was a very good starting place, especially when considering what we wanted to sell the product for down the line. Once we had lined up this manufacturer, we then asked for the templates. Manufacturers can be very helpful in providing you a lot of information. So because we were printing custom packaging, they have a set packaging style that they usually work with. So we can take their template and then give it to our graphic designer, who will get to work on creating this product. Now, we have a team of graphic designers in-house, but if this is your first time selling on Amazon, you probably don't. So what can you do? The first thing I recommend is going to FBAcreatives.com. FBA Creatives can handle packaging design, product design, graphic and logos, and they specialize in making images that are optimized for selling on Amazon. We work with FBA Creatives extensively, and they're the best way to go if you're trying to do this the right way. We even have a code for 40% off FBA Creatives, and the link is right down there in the description. Now, if you don't want to go and spend as much money as FBA Creatives, even with that 40% off, then I can recommend you go to Fiverr, and you can find a cheap freelancer who can get you something done on a budget. Sometimes you can even luck out and find freelancers for less than 30 bucks to do your design for you. Now, I can't guarantee that will be great, but if you're looking to do this on a budget, it can be a great starting place to look and check out and see what Fiverr can do for you. So for us, we already had a team, so this cost is included, and within a few days, we had our finalized branding. The big things we want is we want the dog brush to be super clear, the Golden Retriever to be super clear, so that if this is in the Amazon listing, it really stands out. So you can see right here, both our dog brush style, and we can see both the design for the dog brush, which I got over to the manufacturer almost immediately, and you can see what our listing will look like. As you can see, the existing listings, none of them have a Golden Retriever on them or say the words Golden Retriever, so this will really stand out if someone is specifically looking for a brush for their Golden Retriever. Now we have to play the waiting game. As I mentioned, although this can take me less than 3 hours of actual time to do, there's lots of time spent waiting in your manufacturer to finish your order and for that order to be received for you. If you're shipping from China, that can take several weeks to actually receive your order. We just played a game of waiting for just a couple weeks while the manufacturer went through and completed our order. But sure enough, after just about a week, I received a message that our order was almost finished up, and now we had to arrange shipping. Now, when shipping, there are several options. The first option is to go air shipping. The air shipping route is great in the sense that it is the fastest. You can get your order really quickly if you're looking to get launched on Amazon. But as a con, it's the most expensive, especially if you're shipping something that's heavy, that takes up a lot of space. Then air shipping will definitely cost you more than another route like sea shipping. Sea shipping is the main other alternative. It takes longer. It can take up to a month for the cargo ships to bring it all the way to port in the US and then make it to you, but you'll save a lot of money. Now, there's also a third option. For us, which was even easier and even more cost effective, which was shipping it via DHL. Now, DHL will only work as a shipment option if you are shipping a low quantity. For us, we're only shipping 500 of a product that's not that big, so it can be in just a couple boxes. And the DHL rate, although it was a little bit more expensive than the sea shipping, we were going to get the product the fastest, and it was going to be super easy for us to ship the product under the de minimis threshold. Now, if you don't know what the de minimis threshold is, basically it allows for goods that are purchased from China to make it to the US with no tariffs placed on them. This only applies for goods that are under $800. However, if you are under that $800 value declaration, you can ship your product into the US with no tariffs paid. And luckily for us, we were able to take advantage of that in the sense that the value of this product was only $750, so we were able to avoid tariffs entirely. So in total, we spent about 12 days waiting for the product to be manufactured and 9 days for the product to be received. Now we had the products in our hands. One more thing we needed for the product label is we needed a barcode. A barcode, like a UPC code, is an identifier for your product so that if it's in a warehouse, like the Amazon warehouse, they can scan the product and know what product it is. This is how the warehouse functions in a warehouse that could have thousands and thousands of products in it. And you can get a barcode very easily by just going to gs1.org. This is the official and only official place to get a barcode from. You can purchase one for $30. You'll get a code. Our designers, or the ones at FBA Creative, can take this barcode and put it on your listing, and then you're set. And now you don't have to worry about putting stickers on your product or paying Amazon to do it down the line. It just takes care of it and makes it super easy. Now, some people choose to send it directly into the Amazon warehouse to save on shipping costs and to save on the time that it's going to take me to now ship it out myself. But there's a couple advantages to shipping it to yourself first, especially if you're already in the US. The first advantage is you can actually inspect the units. You can make sure the units are good and look them over. We've had lots of students that get their products and there's little things that they don't realize, some things that they can fix. Fred, for instance, he was able to fix something on his product manually, which is a pain, but it was better than sending out bad units to customers. The second reason is Amazon will actually charge you less shipping fees if you split up the product and send it to 5 warehouses. If you send it to less than 5 warehouses, they will charge you a distribution fee because Amazon needs to spread your product around the country so that someone in Florida can get it in 2 days, just as well as someone in California or Washington. So if you help them out by sending it to 5 warehouses instead of just 1, they will reward you by removing that distribution fee. So by sending it to myself first, I can split that into 5 boxes, get those labels printed out and shipped into Amazon. Now we play another waiting game. It can take Amazon up to a month to process through your inventory. Obviously, we always hope for less. We hope they're going to get it within 2 weeks, but in the meantime, we can also get a couple things ready. One of the big things is we'll need to get the listing built on Amazon itself. So we're going to go ahead and get that started. To build an Amazon listing, you'll need an Amazon seller account. So if you don't already have an account, now would be the time to apply for one. There are 2 different plans on Amazon seller accounts, both an individual account and a professional account. Now, while an individual account is free, you'll get charged 99 cents for each item you sell, and you won't have access to all the features. So I always recommend that everyone go with the Pro plan if you're actually taking this business thing seriously. For the Pro plan, there's no additional fee for each item that you sell, and you get access to the full suite of features, although it will run you $39.99 a month. We already have an account, but if you don't, you can go ahead and get signed up, and you want to give them your business entity. This is where you can decide if you are going to be a sole proprietor or use something like an LLC. Now, I always go with an LLC because you'll get several advantages. Number one, you'll have legal protection. Anyone in your business were to sue you, they're still going after the LLC and they can't go after your personal assets. Also, if you're trying to sell on Amazon from outside of the country, an LLC will give you a US business entity to sell under. But the second main advantage of selling with an LLC is the tax benefits that go with it. You can write off business expenses and get taxed separately as your individual account, and this often comes with many tax benefits that we'll have to save for another video. But before you get signed up, you want to register your business entity if you go with an LLC. If you're just going with a sole proprietorship, You can register it under your name or get a DBA from one of the many DBA companies that are out there. Then you'll need to fill in all your information and go through a verification process so Amazon ensures you are who you say you are, and if all goes well, your account will be approved. With an approved account, we can now get to listing our product. Now, looking at our listing right here, there's a few key elements we'll need. The title, the bullet points. The first step to creating a listing is your title. And in fact, Helium 10 has a tool to help really craft a great title that I love to use, but the main thing with your title, alongside the image, is the first thing that people will see. So you'll want to make sure it is not only clear, but is packed full of your keywords that you want to reach when people are searching for. So for us, we made sure to include golden retriever dog brush and all the related keywords so that people searching for that would find our product, as those are our main target keywords. The Helium 10 tool is great. You can also look at other similar listings for inspiration and even utilize the help of AI, although I do recommend actually looking it over with human eyes so that you make sure that it doesn't just sound AI generated. Then you'll need to go through the steps of your bullets, your description, and your keywords. All of these you're deriving from the same place. Again, those Helium 10 keywords that you wish to target. At this point, I recommend making a full list at your target keywords. Here, you can see all of our target keywords. This is all the keywords we're considering when writing the bullet. So again, if we want to do this quickly, we can just feed this into AI like ChatGPT and have it give us bullets. But I would recommend, even with those finished bullets, giving them a little human spin and making sure that they're actually including all the keywords that you need to. Next up is description. Again, this is a great spot for SEO as well, also known as search engine optimization. So again, those keywords will really matter because this is what Amazon is using to figure out how relevant your product is to someone's search, and as well as generic keywords. A lot of people skip the generic keyword section, but it actually can really help you so that your product will show up when someone is searching the right keyword. Depending on your product, a lot of the next information will really depend on your type of product. We'll let Amazon know that our product does not contain batteries and is safe, and then move on to the images. Now, we already got our images at the same time as our product label. If you use FBA creatives, you can knock two birds out with one stone as well. Or if you went into place with Fiverr, you can as well. But your product images are extremely important because on Amazon, no one can try your product before they get it. They can only see it. So it's really important that your images stand out and capture your target audience. So putting a golden retriever in the actual listing, that's a great idea because people will see that and they'll recognize that more than just looking at the title. So there are lots of little things you can do to make your listing look professional and connect with your target audience. We'll go ahead and get these images uploaded and then move on to the next stage, the pricing. Make sure you've selected that you're selling these items with FBA. That's really important because on Amazon, there's two different ways you can sell. FBA is fulfilled by Amazon. That's where Amazon will pick, pack, and ship all of your items for you and handle all of the customer service. They'll charge you an FBA fee, but in exchange for that, your product will show up as Prime eligible, and when that's the case, Amazon puts you at the top of the search results. The other option is FBM. That stands for Fulfilled by Merchant. That's where you will handle all the picking, packing, and shipping yourself and just have the product listed on the Amazon marketplace. While you'll save on the FBA fee, you'll lose out on the Prime eligibility, and Amazon likes your product to be Prime eligible, so they'll put your product near the bottom of the results. So I always will recommend going with Amazon FBA. Next, we will set the pricing. There's a lot of things to determine your pricing. First off, I recommend looking at the competition, seeing what they're doing. But you also have to find your point of profitability. Amazon actually has a really great tool, the Amazon profitability calculator, that we can look up on Google and find it, and we can even continue as a guest. What we'll want to do here first is define the product. Next, we'll put in the dimensions of the product here. The dimensions and weight really matter because they determine how much the FBA fee is. That's the fee that Amazon's charging you to fulfill the product. The smaller and the more lightweight the product is, the cheaper this will be. So this is also something to keep in mind during the manufacturing of your product. If you can make the packaging smaller or the product way less, then you can save a lot of money on this fee. Let's go ahead and get this information plugged in. Next, we will select the product category. For us, the category is in pet products right here. The reason the category matters is Amazon also will charge you a referral fee for bringing customers to your product. And this referral fee depends on what category you're selling in. Usually this fee for most categories will be 15%. This is just the fee as Amazon has their customers and their marketplace in there. This is just the commission they take off the top for bringing the customer to your product. Next, we will need to calculate in what we want to sell the product for. Let's just say we're selling the product for $19.99, and let's say there's a shipping charge overall across all the units to divide it of 20 cents. Let's go ahead and plug this information in. And we're looking at the information on Amazon fulfillment. Here we can see the referral fee, the fixed closing fee, the variable closing cost, and all the fees that come with that. Here at the top here, we can see the fixed closing fee right here. We can ignore this fee because we have a professional selling account, so we will not get charged this 99 cents. We do see here the referral fee right here. This is 15% of the total item price as it is for pet categories, for pet products. And the fulfillment cost is based on, again, the weight and the dimensions of the product, plus a small storage fee. Ideally, hopefully, we won't have to deal with this at all as long as we're selling as fast as possible. Next, we need to add in the cost of goods sold, which we will do at about $150 each good sold. We can see here a net profit of $9.97. And this is also still including the 99 cents, so we can add that back in there for a net margin of a little bit over 50%. This is really good to see. That's a really healthy profit margin, and that's only at $19.99. If we bump this up a little bit higher, if we can get away with it, our profit margin potentially could be even higher. So this can give you a lot of great insights to where you should position your product. What is a healthy profit margin? Anything above 30% can be a great profit margin on your product once you factor in your Amazon FBA fees. That will give you enough money to funnel in buying new inventory where you don't feel like all your money is caught up, or even spend some money on PPC or Amazon ads if you need to, because expenses do come up as a business owner. Next, we'll go back to Amazon and we'll input this information in, and we'll go ahead and push the listing live once we've answered all the questions they've asked of us. Usually it will take just an hour for this to actually show up, and then you can move on to the next steps. Finally, after several weeks, our products finally showed up in the Amazon warehouse. Now that we have the products there, we can check the launch date and set a launch date for this product to go live. This way we have an actual date and we can put some energy into actually getting this product to get sold. Your launch week is your most important time on Amazon because Amazon's using this time to determine how serious are you as a listing seller. Are you just doing it as a hobbyist, or are you a serious business? If you get a lot of sales on week one and you get some reviews, it will build up momentum that Amazon will use going forward, and you'll be able to keep and build upon that momentum. For us, our launch strategy involved emailing our list and letting them know, as well as posting in some dog and pet communities, letting them know about our product launch. It's helpful to try to get a few reviews off the ground as possible, so that way people will know that others have enjoyed your item. It's always a little bit sketchy if you see an item and doesn't have any reviews. It would probably put you off from ordering it a little bit. So the faster you can get some reviews, the better. Honestly, it's probably one of the areas where we could have improved a little bit more on this product. But apart from that, I have no complaints. As we saw, all the work was done right in front of you. It took less than 3 hours. So it goes to show how you can launch a product with a limited time budget as well as cost budget. Total cost for this product right here, total under $900. And even if you factor in hiring a graphic designer, could easily be done for under $1,000. So let's take a look at the results. How did this product do in 30 days selling on Amazon? Well, let's take a look at the numbers right here. And in just the last 30 days selling this product, we made $1,637.37. Now that is revenue, not profit. Now we had to pay a few different costs to Amazon. The first one is the FBA fulfillment fees, where we paid $200. This is the fee that Amazon charges where they will pick, pack, and ship our product for us. Then we had to pay a $120 referral fee to Amazon for bringing customers to our product. We had to pay $108 in sponsored product charges. This is what we pay for Amazon PPC in advertising expenses. The good news is that this is a relatively low number. It's less than 10% of our total revenue for the month. We had to pay a small monthly storage fee. This brings our net total for the month to $1,072. This is great. That's more than this product cost in our first inventory run. So that's especially good to see. And I only think this product is going to keep doing better from here. I'm still everyone watching this video wouldn't mind an extra free $250 a month to do something fun, go out to a nice dinner, or treat yourself how you wish. And I think there's so much more room to grow this too and even make more money. Bigger than that, by launching a product like this, you learn so much. You learn all the Amazon tools. You learn Amazon research. You learn all the skills of being a business owner. So you can take this experience and channel it into a next product launch to do even better. In fact, we've had many students that launch one product, they learn a ton, and then they channel that into their next launch, which is even bigger for them. There are so many more strategies that I can't even talk about in a video like this. If you just invest a little bit more time into learning and learn from someone who's done them before, that you can pick up on to do a launch that's 10, 20, or even 100 times the size of this. And that's what we teach inside our Amazon FBA program. We have a training series that will take you through every part of launching on Amazon. You'll have a community to do it alongside with, along with many other perks like regular one-on-one calls with our team to learn all the ins and outs. If you're interested in doing that, we have a link right there in the description. I encourage you to check it out. Spots are limited, so move forward quick if you're actually serious about doing this. I hope to see you inside there. Leave a like if this video helped you, and I'll see you guys next time.